A very happy morning to all of you students. Students, today in this video we are going to do the last part of the chapter Things Around Us. In this video we have learnt about living and non-living things, that how do they make our environment. Now in this video we will do the interdependence of plants and animals, that how the plants and animals are dependent on each other. Plants and animals collectively form the biotic component of our environment, but they both are depending on each other in various ways. Plants provide food and shelter to the animals, and in turn animals help plants in pollination and dispersal of seeds, etc. Plants also give oxygen to human beings as well as to the animals for breathing. And in the breathing process, animals as well as human beings, they exhale carbon dioxide, which is then taken up by the plants to make their food in the process of photosynthesis. Plants manufacture their own food through the process of photosynthesis and thus are known as producers. Then these plants are eaten up by herbivores. Herbivores are the organisms which eat green plants or which feed on plants. Then we have the secondary consumers in our environment which feed on herbivores. Then we have the tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the consumers which feed on both plants and other animals. In this way, one after the another are important part of our environment and they depend on each other for their food. Herbivores depend on plants, carnivores depends on herbivores, and then omnivores depends on both plants as well as animals. Now this picture also explains the interdependence of plants and animals, that how both of them depends on each other. Now this picture also explains each and everything, that how it moves in a cycle and makes the important part of our ecosystem. Let us see how. The plants, they produce the fruits. Those fruits are eaten up by animals, like here in this picture, rabbit is eating the apple. Now he will throw this apple and the leftover apple will be decomposed by the microorganisms and then it will be mixed up with the soil. Then the roots of the trees will get the nutrients from the soil in which decomposed apple is present. So in this way this whole cycle continues, which shows us the dependence of one over the another. Now, we have done that how the biotic component makes the important part of our environment. Now look at this picture. This picture shows the abiotic factor. Now abiotic components comprise of water, atmosphere, temperature, soil, sunlight and wind. These all are the non-living components of our environment. But as the biotic component are important for us, abiotic component are also a major part of our ecosystem. See how. Water is very much essential for life on earth, because water supports many organisms. Even we human beings also need a lot of water in our daily life as well as for our body. Second is temperature. All plants and animals are suited to a certain temperature range. There is a definite temperature on which an organism can live and grow. Third factor, sunlight. Sunlight is the original source of most of the energy on earth. It is necessary for photosynthesis also, by which the plants make food for us. And that food we need for our survival. The conservation of light energy into a form which is usable by the organism is utilized in photosynthesis. Thus, sunlight is a very important part of our environment. Then, soil and nutrients. Soil and nutrients, they give the important minerals or the proper growth to the plant. Then, last but not the least, that is oxygen. We all need oxygen for breathing. It is required by terrestrial, aquatic organisms. Even oxygen is the supporter of life on earth. So in this way, abiotic factors are also very much important for us. Now, at the last, I want to ask you some questions. Why is it that some animals differ from one another while some look alike? It is because of the diversity which is there on the earth, according to the favorable conditions. There are a variety of organisms in the world. All kind of organisms, they are different from other kind but are similar to each other. For example, cats are always similar to other cats. There are different types of cats, but they all have basically the same features. And such a single variety of organism is known as species. Species refers to a group of organisms which share maximum number of common characters. And these species, these breed among themselves to produce their young ones. There are a lot of different species of plants and animals available on the earth, but they all breed among themselves to produce their young ones, because they know the adaptation. And with the breeding, some changes came from one generation to another generation according to the temperature and the available resources on the earth. And these changes and adaptation which are there on the earth makes our survival on earth. So in this way, students, there are a lot of things in our surroundings which are interrelated to each other and are changing with the time. So that's all for this chapter, students. I hope this chapter is very much clear to all of you. If you have any kind of doubt, feel free to ask. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.